You ready to do this, Fred?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it.
When it came down to choosing a bike, I've had a few years to prepare. I did my research and came up with a nice short list of bikes, including the Trek Slash, Santa Cruz Mega Tower, Ibis Ripmo, and the Salsa Cassidy. My goal was to purchase a frame and do my very first dream build. However, finding a frame during this shortage proved to be difficult. I talked to a few different bike shops and they just didn't have anything available from my short list. Luckily, one evening I checked online and discovered a frame that appeared to be available from our local bike shop, Landis Cyclery. The next day we showed up at the shop and they went the extra mile to get us the last frame in stock from their distributor.
Hey everybody, so we are here at Landis Cyclery. This is, business is about 100 years old, believe it or not. They've been in Phoenix for a long time. And this is a talk I've been wanting to have with you guys basically since Fred and I started the channel. This is a question, how important your local bike store can be, right? I discovered Landis back in 2010 and I met Keith. He's one of the master mechanics here at Landis. And I remember, he just took me through what kind of riding do you want to do, what kind of bike do you think you would like to have. And over the years, that relationship with Landis has grown. When I come here, it's been, 11 years now, something like that. Everybody knows my name. It makes me feel so good. I walk in the door and people, they say my name and I get a smile. And, what that relationship has bought me is, not only am I coming to a place where everybody's enthusiastic about my hobby and about something I'm passionate about, these guys look out for me, right? They, they do work at a fair price. As you guys know, I'm not really the mechanic here. Fred is, so I tend to bring my stuff in to Landis. They sell me stuff at a fair price, and often I will receive calls from nowhere. Like, Landis will call and say, "Hey, do you know those special anniversary edition SPDs are out?" And sometimes, like for example, when I first started getting into mountain biking and I was just riding along moments and suddenly my derailleur ripped off for no particular reason, or I snapped a chain for no particular reason, they always had my back. Keith, for example, squirrels away a bunch of spare shocks, and so he could keep me riding, for example, until they could fix a shock that I blew a damper out on, right? So I can't overemphasize how important it has been to me to build a relationship with my local bike shop. I've been coming here for over a decade. They take care of me, and so they took care of us today in a big way, and you're going to find out right now.
Yeah, I'm Sam.
Sam.
Landis Cyclery.
Right on. How long you been here, Sam?
Been here a couple months now.
Couple months. How do you like it?
I'm liking it a lot.
Nice.
It's my favorite job I've had, so.
I've been coming here about 11 years, so
yeah.
It's a great operation. So you have a little present for us.
Oh yeah.
All right. You want to unbox this sucker?
Of course, yeah.
There you go, like Christmas. All right, Fred, you want to do the honors?
Wow.
Okay, we can let the cat out of the bag. Fred, what is this?
This is a Salsa Cassidy frame.
Salsa Cassidy frame.
Yeah.
It looks like you're holding it in one arm there. It's carbon. Is it pretty light?
Well, the front is carbon. I do believe the triangle, rear triangle is aluminum.
Aluminum.
But yes, it is definitely pretty light though.
All right.
Actually, the seat stay is also carbon.
Yeah.
Holy crap, look at the freaking shock on this thing.
Yeah.
Put your finger up there Fred, so I can just see look at the scale.
Yeah. The rear is...
Is that a Cashmere coating?
Yeah, Kashima.
Oh, Kashima.
Yeah.
Golly.
the this is for the strap and the
That's for what?
for the you can put like a little bag here or
Oh, I see.
tire tube and stuff like that.
To the enduro thing.
Yeah.
That works out really.
Of course, a threaded bottom bracket.
No more creaking.
No more press fits.
Screw the press fit bottom brackets. I hate them.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. They got a nice chainstay,
Yeah,
chain slap guard there.
Yeah.
You're handling that thing pretty easy with just one hand. How much does it weigh, do you think?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Can I feel?
Yeah, sure.
Man, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's got to be in the 20s, maybe
Yeah.
22,
Well,
23, 25.
But I'm gonna just kind of show what that looks like.
What is that?
So that's where the strap will go through to
Okay.
hold down the bag or just the
Gotcha.
tube or whatever you want to put on there.
And you've got internal routing, it looks
Yeah,
like
so
there.
all everything is internally inside of the. So you just have to throw in the housing, and it will automatically go through to the.
Oh, so it
to the
doesn't.
rear derailleur.
The
and-
days of trying to fish through are gone.
Yeah. You
Okay.
Just shove the cable housing in there, and it should be all nice and neat.
You can see the carbon. You can see that carbon footprint. Like probably. There it is. Yeah, like that very refined carbon look.
Yeah. So this is the frame itself is a raw carbon style, so there's no paint or anything like that other than a tear
Yeah, I
coat
can
on top
see it.
of
It's got some interesting
So you
patterns.
can kind of see the it's just the raw carbon pattern.
So you're gonna put some anodized orange decals on it, and then
Yeah.
we're gonna get this.
If we flip the over, I'm gonna put some, because you can kind of feel the lift of where the decals are. I'm not gonna take it off. I'm just gonna cover them up with the
Oh, the
with the
orange.
orange.
Kind of an anodized.
Yeah, and then on this side, I'll put our logo for the channel up here.
For our YouTube logo, and then
Yeah.
what is these? What's this for?
These are for like if you have an upper bag or something like that.
Okay.
They're just more attachments, just like down here for.
Okay. And then where does the dropper cable go?
The dropper goes. I think it pops out through here, so it goes under the tube through here and out
okay.
and pops out through on this side.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, there should be 3. I mean, there's like 4 probably slots and stuff like that.
And how many millimeters of travel you got in the rear here?
This is 165.
165. Wow, that's amazing. That is a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. So we've got Mike with us. Mike works at Landis Cyclery here in Tempe. What number store is this?
So this is Landis number 4.
This is Landis number 4. So on a daily basis, you bump shoulders with the Landis clan, right? Like
Yeah,
Laura
well,
and-
mostly the semi-daily basis. Laura and Jim Anderson are our general manager. We also see some of the other Landis folks come in sometimes, including the big man himself, Richard Landis.
So I gotta say it. I'm not sucking up here. They're the nicest people. They really are.
Oh, well.
Seriously, right?
Well,
Like,
that's what everybody says. Is They
Yeah.
come in here, they come from other bike shops. We're not going to name any, but they talk about how nice and friendly we are compared to the other shops, and we just try. We just want this to be an open environment for cycling. Cycling's for everybody.
So I guess that leads us into kind of one of my first questions for you. So obviously you don't get to be over 100 years old as a business without knowing customer service.
Yeah.
I was explaining to our viewers earlier that what brings me back here is you guys. Like, it's the relationship, the fact that I can come in and talk to people that are enthusiastic about my hobby. How do you do that? They don't train you, right? Like, I mean,
No. I think they do a little bit of a screening process. We submit applications, and they just ask you about yourself. What kind of cycling do you do? What kind of bikes do you ride? How long you've been cycling?
Okay.
They do make sure that you know at least a little bit of something. You don't have to be a super duper hardcore professional, but they want to make sure that you actually care about what you're selling.
now Landis also, I've seen signs for Landis, little stickers out on the trails, so they contribute to the community, right?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely. Yeah, the Landis family has. I know that they've contributed to a lot of the local bike charities.
Yep.
They do donate to Bike Savers fairly frequently. bike too. It's great. And also even minor things like Cotton Copper is a bar and restaurant right here that they had some sort of horrible situation happen with like the roof or their water heater, and the Landis family stepped in and really helped them out a lot. They actually talked about it in Phoenix New Times.
Nice. So one thing that caught us off guard when we decided we're going to put down the money for Fred's frame.
Sure.
Oh my God, there are no components anywhere. Fred spotted he had a sharp eye. He noticed this was listed on your site. Apparently you're tied in to someone's inventory. What have you guys been seeing like since the pandemic started? I mean, maybe you could take us through like what was it like when it first started? What's it like now?
So when it first started, it was kind of like nobody really knew what was going on. So what we actually did for the first few weeks was we actually didn't let anybody in the shop. We would do business at the
remember,
door,
yeah.
like the table, with a table out front, and kind of doing business across the table and stuff. But then once they kind of realized that it's not quite that contagious, then we started letting people in. And honestly, what we have noticed is that as people have begun to realize that this is not stopping, that public transportation is still at the very bare minimum throttled, hard to access, as public, like gyms are still hard to get into. There's still a question about that kind of thing. People are looking for their outdoor activity. They're just their straight hobby. Lots of people had things like softball leagues that they would do, and all that got canceled. So pick up a mountain bike, pick up a road bike, exactly. So that's one thing that's making a big impact on us, is the increase in demand. But the other thing is a decrease in supply. There's a lot of issues going on with the trade wars, the tariffs.
Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So materials are hard to get, things are expensive. So you end up with a lot of companies that are bigger than other ones, like Trek, for instance. They were able to kind of, avoid getting the bad end of the trade war because they were able to kind of pick up their manufacturing and take it to another country. So that's one of the reasons. Yeah, they went from Taiwan to Cambodia. So that's one of the reasons why we've actually been able to keep getting Trek bikes in, because they're still making them. They were able to kind of like regain their footing.
Wow.
Whereas a lot of other companies that we sell are smaller, and unfortunately they weren't able to kind of source up the funds to do the move, and then and they were already smaller to begin with as far as like the audience that they kind of appeal to. So it's basically all of that together. It's demand, it's supply, it's where we live even is also very hard because bikes are very popular here. You can bike many, for a bunch
Phoenix
longer
mountain
here.
biking.
That's right, absolutely. Some of the best in the world.
It's true.
But yeah, as a result, we got really low demand here specifically. But Landis has been lucky compared to a lot of other bike shops. We have a very good relationship with Trek, so we've been getting a lot of bikes.
So I guess another question for you, as long as we're on the topic about Trek. One of the other things that has kept me so loyal to coming to Landis is, when I first started mountain biking, for no particular reason that I am aware of, I magically had derailleurs getting ripped off from my bike, and magically changed for no particular reason.
Alakazam!
Right, just riding along, and you guys crushed it, right? You took care of me whenever it came to when there was real stuff. Now, not kidding, right? When there was real problems, and we had a cracked pivot, a rocker arm. So how's it going with getting warranties taken care of? Because you guys took care of me. I have yet to have a warranty during the pandemic, but how is that working out?
We've been doing it. I mean, I haven't heard of anybody getting really super delayed. The problem is that some parts are sold out and have low access we have low access to them. But as far as just the sheer red tape and the bureaucracy of it, that doesn't seem to really be jamming up too much. It's just so long as we can get the part, then we can, with one exception, some of the more higher end suspension companies like Fox, if we do have to send something back to them, they seem to be pretty overloaded. They're doing a lot of suspension.
I can imagine. Yeah, I mean, it took Keith over a month just to get my seal kit for my RockShox. So,
yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. The ordering process when we ordered up Fred's frame, so how does that go here? We tell you what we're interested in, and you run back and you have a computer in the back. So tell us a little bit about what that process is.
Now in your guys' case, because this was during the epidemic, it was a little bit more urgent than usually is. But yeah, basically, if there's something that we do not have at our store here presently or one of our other stores in the valley, then we look at our manufacturers and our suppliers' website and see if it's something that we can possibly special order, or at least when the ETA would be. And it really is just as simple as going onto their website, seeing what it says they have at one of their 3 warehouses, whichever company it is that we're dealing with.
Okay.
And then, provided that it has a wide buffer, it doesn't just say One remaining.
which is what happened to us.
Exactly. Thankfully, it all worked out.
Well, so
Yeah.
you knocked it out of the park for us. We came in here, on a Sunday?
Yeah.
Caught you guys off guard.
Oh,
You
yeah.
found it on your, what was it, a distributor?
Yeah, it was Quality Bike Parts. Is the
Quality
distributor
Bike
for
Parts.
Salsa. They're the ones who own Salsa.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so we found Fred's frame.
Yep.
We were a little iffy about whether the inventory count was accurate, but it turned out it was. And it shipped, and it got here, and now Fred has a carbon mountain bike frame.
We because of the urgency, we made sure that we did something that we call drop shipping, where we essentially say we're not going to wait until we have enough to to have a good amount of freight to ship. We just kind of went, alakazam, we got to get it right now. So because of the situation,
You guys, customer service, right? Seriously.
One
This
remaining.
This is why you build a relationship with your local bike shop.
Absolutely.
They took care of us. And there's another surprise coming in the future, too, you guys will see. All right.
Since we travel quite a bit, we also want to remind everyone to check out their local bike shops at your favorite destinations. It wouldn't be right if we didn't stop by Poison Spider while in Moab or Crested Butte Sports in Colorado. Check out the description for a list of our favorite bike shops across the nation. This video is an introduction into the next series where I will build out my dream Salsa Cassidy. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when the next video is dropped.